Hello. Today we're going to learn about adjective clause. Okay, so an adjective clause describes and or gives more information about a noun. To understand adjective clause a little bit more, let's understand what a clause is. A clause is a group of words with both a subject and a verb. So an adjective clause, you can think of an adjective. An adjective describes a noun. Well, instead of just being one word describing a noun, we're going to have several words that describe a noun, and in these words you're going to find a subject and a verb. Let's look at a few sentences here. This first sentence says, "My friend that lives in Arizona is coming to visit me." So where's the noun? The noun here is friend. Okay, now we're looking for a group of words that describes friend. My friend that lives in Arizona is coming to visit me. The group of words that describes friend is that lives in Arizona. That lives in Arizona is the adjective clause. It describes friend. My friend that lives in Arizona is coming to visit me. Let's look at another example. A person who only eats vegetables is a vegetarian. Where's the noun? The noun here is person. Now, what group of words describes person, or this person? A person who only eats vegetables is a vegetarian. A person, so person is a noun, who only eats vegetables. Who only eats vegetables describes the person. This is the adjective clause. Who only eats vegetables. Person who only eats vegetables is a vegetarian. Let's get one more sentence. This is the type of house which I want to buy. Now, remember that an adjective clause can describe a noun, or it might also give more information about the noun. So in this sentence, this is the type of house which I want to buy. So the noun is house, and the adjective clause is which I want to buy. Which I want to buy gives more information about the noun house. So this one is a little bit different. This is the type of house which I want to buy. Now, in order to identify adjective clauses, we can find a lot of times that these adjective clauses start off with a relative pronoun. The four common relative pronouns that these adjective clauses begin with are who, whom, that, and which. Okay, so when you see these, you can start guessing that you're going to read a adjective clause. Okay, so the first two, who and whom, are often used to describe people. The next one, that is also used to describe people, but it can also be used to describe things. Finally, which is only used to describe things. Okay, so let's look at some examples of describing people using who or whom. The lady who I spoke with yesterday was mean. So again, where's the noun? Lady. And now the adjective clause is who I spoke with yesterday. Who I spoke with yesterday. And the relative pronoun here that I use is who. Who describes a person, right? And the person is the lady. Okay? Let's look at another example. The lady whom I spoke with yesterday was mean. So again, lady is the noun. Whom I spoke with yesterday is the adjective clause. And whom is the relative pronoun. What is whom describing? Whom is, again, describing the lady. So who and whom are pretty much interchangeable. However, just a quick note, who is more commonly used in spoken English. Whom is not used that often in spoken English. Now let's look at the relative pronoun that. Just like who and whom, the relative pronoun that describes people, but it also describes things. So unlike who and whom that can only describe people, that has the ability to describe people and or things. The lady that I spoke with yesterday was mean. So again, lady is the noun, that I spoke with yesterday is the adjective clause. That describes the lady. So just like who or whom, that can also be used. So these three are pretty interchangeable when describing people. Now here we're going to look at an example using that to describe a thing. This is the kind of painting that my mother likes. Painting is the noun. That my mother likes is the adjective clause. What is that describing? That is describing a thing. And what is that thing? The thing is the painting. Okay, we cannot say this is the kind of painting who my mother likes, because painting is not a person. Finally, we have the last common relative pronoun, which, and which is used to describe things. This is the pencil which I used yesterday. So pencil is the noun, which I used yesterday is the adjective clause. And which is describing what? Which is describing a pencil, and a pencil is a thing, right? So again, I cannot say this is the pencil who I used yesterday, but I can say this is the pencil that I used yesterday. Or I can say this is the pencil which I used yesterday. This is the fork which my brother used. Again, fork is the noun, and which is describing that noun. That noun is not a person, it's a thing, right? So this is the fork which my brother used. Now let's see an example sentence. I want you to figure out which relative pronoun you're going to put in here. That's the girl blank stole my pencil. So is it that's the girl that stole my pencil? Is it that's the girl who stole my pencil? Is it that's the girl which stole my pencil? So you have to think, we're describing girl. Is girl a person or a thing? So which relative pronoun would you use? That's the girl who stole my pencil is correct, because who describes a person. That's the girl that stole my pencil is also correct, because that can also describe a person. You can also put that's the girl whom stole my pencil. Next sentence. This is the type of food blank I love. So again, we're describing food. Is food a person or a thing? Now that you know that, which relative pronoun would you use? Would you say this is the type of food who I love? No, because who can only describe a person. Who or whom can only describe a person. So you can't say this is the type of food that I love, or this is the type of food which I love. Okay, so for review, remember when using adjective clauses, the relative remember which relative pronouns describe what. Who, whom, and that can describe a person. Which and that can describe things. Okay, so hopefully you can use this information to better describe, to better identify adjective clauses within sentences, and hopefully this will help you know how to use relative pronouns in your adjective clauses. Thank you.